Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I'm joined once again by Maryland.
Hello, gamers.
And we are back. It is turn 111. And so that's it. It's the triple snake eyes. And we have a lot of Diplo coming through. And the first message from Ulm... Well, okay, so let's summarize where we were. Basically, Pan's running away with the game, right?
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Vanheim wants to have an alliance with Pan, where they both profit and eat other nations. But Vanheim at this point is getting much less out of that alliance than Pangaea is, because, well, Pangaea is eating Ulm very quickly, and Ashdod is not stopping him. you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And Ashdod had kind of made the decision to have a two-front war where they were going to fight Vanheim and Pangaea at the same time.
Well, because he had agreed to the defensive pact with Ulm, he felt obligated.
Right. And that was, I think, a questionable decision to try to fight a two-front war there. But he had won he had won victory after victory against Vanheim. Ashdod had. Kind of surprising me, to be honest.
Yes, he'd done well. Very well.
But then I believe last episode, he overplayed his hand. And his big army, which had been victorious battle after battle, had finally been smelt. And as a result, not only did he lose a major army on the board, but he also weakened his ability to negotiate for potentially, optimal terms with Vanheim.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good summary.
All right, so we will start with a message from Ulm. Do you wanna kick us off with this, Maryland?
Sure. Okay, so Kirby is writing. Big diplomacy turn. Van has finally seen the light and claims that he will end his NEP with Pan. Word on the street is that it's a NEP 6, so no rush or anything. As part of this, he is getting out of his wars with the rest of us. Ashdod and I did some hard Diplo over the past few days. Yet another reminder to the viewers that the turn for us may be happening much slower than they're coming up on YouTube for you to view. Van had to peace out both of us or neither of us, so I don't know the details of Ashdod's deal, but for me, Van will gain 1 fort in 65, and I will gain 1 fort in 167 and pay him 10 air gems. For the amount of sucking that I was doing in my war overall, I claim victory with this deal.
Yeah.
I'm laughing too. But the continuing conflict with Pan will be a lot less fun. For all my hating on Pelagia earlier in the game, I appreciate his contributions to the defense of my coastal fort. Arco always presents entertaining plays for the audience. That's correct.
Certainly true. So that's huge news. Vanheim turning on Pangaea. I mean, the Van-Pan alliance has been the backbone of the last 50 turns of the game.
I think so. Something like that.
They had ground into each other, pounding each other to pieces, destroying each other's position, and then they made a peace, and that peace was the cornerstone of them going both and getting a lot bigger and climbing the score graphs.
Right.
And that era has now ended.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see the score graphs and see where things stand out.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. So maybe we start with the message from Vanheim, and we'll come back to Pangaea, since he's the one that's initiating the ending of the alliance. The success this turn, last turn for you, has brought Ashdod back to the negotiating table. And we were going to agree on a peace that let me get most of my land back, except for Mictlan and 125. In addition, I'm also giving him 183. The most important thing is that I get 210 back, so I can continue getting Shadow Seers. My God, I love Shadow Seers. It was a requirement that I made peace with Ulm as well, as he tried to make peace with Pelagia. Ulm has been hard to negotiate with, so we ended agreeing on pre-war borders, except that he gets 167 and I get 65 and 10 air gems. Not really a good trade for me. But I want to be in easy reach of Ulm's throne 51 in case Pan tries a throne rush. That's very reasonable. Pelagia was very reasonable, and I was able to get the lake in 70 as well as 35 and 36 back. I need to pay him 40 gems in order to get him to agree on giving me 36, though, as well as helping him with getting all his forces out. So now I'm at peace with everyone, and that being the case, I've ended my nap with Pangaea. But we can't attack each other before turn 115 unless he tries to take more thrones. I do more or less expect that he will try a throne rush before the nap runs out, though.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were saying as well. He's very, very closely poised to the throne push.
Yeah, he can. Pan can go so many different ways. They can go for thrones if they want to, or they can just keep eating Ulm. They've, and a lot of it can change with the wins. So right now, Pangaea, he takes losses, right? But usually it's a net positive. 6 or 7 turns of bad trades, and Pangaea could be in a much worse position. But all right, you want to do Pangaea?
So the big news is that Vanheim is finally switching sides. If I'm not already sieging more than 6 thrones by turn 115, that's when attack orders will go. My hope is to be doing so the exact timing of the NAP end is moot. What it will do, though, is mean that I'm going to have to face the full might of everyone else between them, and Vanheim can get all of his stuff ready to try and block my throne rush, which I think is the point, really, more so than him attacking me proper. No sneakery here, ladies and gents. We're going to have to carve our way to a win through the armies of every player left in the game, as it should be. Since I'm holding up the turn, there'll be less commentary than usual. Here are the bullet points. I'm doing some stuff that I think is clever to support my Demon Vamp stack breaching a palisade this turn. My trap on Uruk's last fort didn't get triggered. I figured Ashdod would punt my army off just to kill the storm demons and grab the gate cleavers. The minimum force required to beat 30 Shadim with mage support and a counter thug is a full-on army. Ha!
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Well, we've got an additional thing. They say that a shed costs approximately 7 blood slaves, yet Life for Life tells me that they actually cost between 1 and 3. Huh. That's funny.
Hey.
Unless you have Will of Fates up. That changes the ratio. Okay, so message now from Ashdod. Napped the elves after last turn, which was a terrible trade for me, just sloppy and rushed strategically. They finally agreed to end nap with Pan. Let's see if there's any chance. I think that's the appropriate level of concern. That they kind of needed to all go on Pan maybe like 4 turns ago.
Yeah, something like that.
They're a little late, but it's not hopeless. It's just dire. Message arrived from Uruk. I guess Pan wanted to take a trip to the Uruk petting zoo.
Well, he told us what he was trying to do now. He was just trying to bait Ashdod.
Yeah. And then from Pelagia, I had the bare minimum of time to script this turn. Mistakes are expected. There were also major Diplo shifts, but I'll count on the others to update us, yeah. So I think Pelagia is doing his best to contribute to the game while probably also not putting a ton of time in and saving up for another Nexus cast. But I think we're late enough in the game that, a turn 120 Nexus cast is most likely not going to...
Probably not going to pay off.
Not going to pay off, yeah. Okay, so where do you want to start? Let's start. This is a big enough turn, guys. Look at all these battles. This is a big enough turn. We're not going to do this from the list. We'll do this from the map.
Yeah, we should do it by zone. Yeah, by the map.
How about we start with the Pan-Ulm conflict, because that's kind of very familiar to us. It'll be a good place to start here. So we've got... Okay, now this is Pangaea patrolling out some heretics. He's on top of Zimburia. So he hit it first with some horrors that didn't really do anything, except I'm imagining he baited gems, because there's a few mages.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He baited the earth gems.
And that leaves these guys to run in and fight. And I don't think they would have cared about a few earth elementals.
Probably not. But the gems are gone, so that was that.
Loses a few Maenads, killed the Priest Smith. Okay.
And now he's got it under siege.
Right. This force, let's see how fast they're going to siege. 40 White Centaur, their siege strength is 2, so that's 80 siege strength of these guys, and then 100 siege strength of Maenads. So this is about 180, maybe a little bit more siege strength. It's going to take a long time to break through these fort walls.
It is, yeah. That's not happening quickly.
Right. Southward, Ulm raiding back with some vampire lords. Monster Boar gets patrolled out here.
More vamp lords.
More vamp lords. These from Pangaea.
Pangaea vamp players, yeah. And finish that fort.
I can't remember if this was... Oh, this was a storming, yeah.
Yeah, it's very minimal inside.
Yeah. So
he's taken another fort.
Another fort. We can see that Pangaea's superpower of sieging is trumping Ulm's superpower of putting up castle walls. Yeah.
He's got a supersized siege force on that throne there, just to the east.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm really shocked Ulm didn't attack this. Because this wasn't under siege, I don't think. Because Ulm was patrolling with this. He could have attacked.
Yeah,
this would have killed that, I think. And I mean, like, I think when... Like, on one hand, when there's about to be a big diplomatic change and everybody's about to go on Pangaea, you don't want to be, like, rushing out to, like, take all the military load on your shoulders you can. You kind of want to let maybe Pan redistribute his armies to help defend other fronts before you try to kill them all, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think you let him take your fort. And if you lose, like, Ulm is in a not winnable position. I think if you lose the battle because you rolled out your army to fight it, so be it. You know?
Yeah, I get your point.
Yeah. Because this is a significant force. Look at this.
Yeah, I just don't think Ulm is a good-sized force.
If he gets Will of Fates on these guys, and Thunderfend, and Mass Flight, you know...
Yeah, he's got to have the right off setup. He's lost a lot of Magi, though.
Yeah. And these Storm Demons do kind of... Well, it's only 25 Storm Demons. He could have killed this, I think.
I think you're right.
But he wouldn't do it with Legions of Steel and Strength of Giants. He needs, like, late-game buffs. Do we have a ping from Ulm or anything? This fort... Wow. This fort is still holding up. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, 1750, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
How big is that army on top of it? It's massive.
500. And, you know, a lot of these are Storm Demons and stuff, which siege like crazy, and the White Centaur, which are, you know... I mean, it's probably 100 White Centaur.
Well, you opened up the battle report there. We can check the ping briefly.
Oh, yeah.
436 Maenads.
Yeah,
so that's almost 100 siege power.
Yeah, I mean, that's 430, and then these guys are 3 apiece, so that's 120 from the demons, so that puts us at 560. And then these are another 100.
They're 100. So 660.
And then the miscellaneous stuff is significant, so that puts us probably up to 700.
Yeah, well, that was my just ballpark glance was about 700.
Yeah. I mean, that should take this in 3 turns, so.
Should be down pretty darn soon. So that gives him another throne.
Yeah.
And that might break the NAP. Like, what's he...
Well, he has to be sieging 6 thrones is the condition. So right now he's at...
Sieging 6 thrones.
6. So He's at 1, 2, but not a thug, right? So if it's a thug on top of a throne, that doesn't count. But like any army that generates any reasonable siege strength.
Okay, that's an interesting way to write the terms.
Yeah. So he's got 5. So if he's wait, what?
The Throne of Death? Somebody's got the Throne of Death. Must have owned it and hasn't claimed it.
What? Let me see what he said here.
Who's the Vanheim message? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have up, right?
Oh, there it is. Can't attack each other unless he tries to take more thrones. Well, more thrones that he's currently on, or...
Yeah, it's 8 to win. So... does it say it here?
No.
I forget, what is it? Does it say it in Thrones?
Yeah, it says it in Thrones.
Yeah, so it's 8 to win, and he's got 5, but he's sitting right now on the Throne of Fire, which is Ulm's. Where's the throne? The Throne of Death is his too, but unclaimed.
There it is. Okay, so he could claim it at any time.
No, so he should. I think the nap is... I think they're miscalculated, because he's got 5. Oh, wait, no, I'm miscounting. It's 4. He's got 4. Why am I so bad at basic things? How do I see 5 when there's clearly 4 flags?
Yeah, but 5 with the Throne of Death.
5 with the Throne of Death. This is his. And then the Throne of Fire is essentially his. So that puts him at 6. I guess if he gets 7, it triggers. I thought it was 6 it triggered, but
I don't know. It's a complicated little bit of...
Yeah, it doesn't say here, though.
It doesn't really say here, though.
Yeah.
No.
If I'm not already sieging more than
6, so that's 7. More than 6 is 7.
Okay. More than 6 is 7. That is true.
So right now he's on 6. To the best of our calculations. He's parked on... He owns 5, and he's sieging 6. The 6th.
Yeah.
So when he moves to that Throne of Ulms, that will be the trigger.
Yeah, also, so stuff like this, like Ulm keeping a huge force here to defend this throne, like I generally don't approve of this too. Like, so what if you have your thrones if you lose?
I just sell that to Pelagia.
Yeah, I mean, like, use this army and keep your forts.
Yeah.
You know,
here, take my throne for me. I'll give it to you free.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
it's a freebie.
I'm out of the game, but don't worry, guys. I'm protecting my thrones. I mean, on one hand, it's kind of cool. Like, you're losing anyway. Still try to protect your stuff. But use your armies to not lose.
But if he wasn't sitting there with that throne surrounded by 3 Pelagia forts, then that would be an argument. My argument is, look at what's around it. He could very quickly walk out of there, hand it off to Pelagia in exchange for some gems or just some of those remote help. Because Pelagia has helped him with gem burning remotes. He could just do that.
And Pelagia is doing that this turn. So, like, here's one of them. Pelagia rolls in here with this guy we've seen before. He's got the Armor of Virtue, Tempest.
Phoenix Pyre Thug.
Yeah, with a casual Astral 7.
Good God. I haven't seen such extremes. Well, you went later in Bosmos too, so you would have seen all kinds of crazy extremes that I didn't see because I died very early.
Yeah.
I picked a fight with the Rithia. It did not go well.
Yeah.
But I had to do something.
You picked a fight with the guy with unlimited money.
Yeah. Well, and then he had that Astral 9. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was pretty successful gem bait. Killed the Vampire Lords, which are going to mean that he's going to really have trouble storming, because I think this is the only undead leadership he has.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, good point.
Yeah.
So he's got to bring some more in. So that worked. That worked very effectively.
And then he moves a normal phase attack in to also gem bait. So now for Pangaea to storm this fort with gems.
When he got up a Ravenous Swarm, but did it actually hit the right thing? Did it?
I think it might have killed the Solus. Yeah, it killed the Solus mage.
Nothing else.
So
there was no Vampire Lords there.
Well, let's look at this again, because this is the second gem bait. So for normally to storm a fort, you generally want to have enough gems to cast everything twice, because they can ride out and you have a fight outside the fort, and then you can have a fight inside the fort.
What is leading? Oh, this maybe the soulless mage is leading those. Unless he put a leadership item on somebody, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what's leading those demon knights and devils because I
Um,
don't see much for leadership.
I think it. Well, I
Is
don't know
there
if
a
it
devil
keeps their
commander?
formation because it looks like they're still in the formation. But yeah, I think it was the Vampire Lord who got killed in the
Oh
previous
yeah, okay,
round.
right, right,
But they
right.
don't seem to have broken formation yet, so I'm not sure exactly how that works. Now, what's interesting here is that this guy's got a Gem Gen item, and this guy's got a bunch of gems, and this guy's got some. I don't think this guy. So he has pearls, which is going to take the edge off some of the gem baiting, because you can see
Yes,
the pearls got used first. Oh, he might have enough
and
gems for 3 casts. He does.
he's got a clam. He's got a clam.
He's gonna. Okay, so Pangaea has made pretty good use of the temp gem items
He sure has.
to get some of these critical spells off, even despite just intense gem baiting. However, what has happened is indeed that the Vampire Lords were leading those guys.
Yeah, so they didn't enter
Right.
the storm. Does this storm work?
Well, it's like, how are we going to fight without any of our units?
Yeah, no, this
I don't
this is
think
gonna
this
fail.
works.
This is gonna fail, and that pan might get dead.
Yeah, the
Oh,
question
it
is, did they
runs.
get any of these mages? You know, the Galaxy
Nothing
Brain
like-
thing would have been if Ulm did mass
Ooh.
flight, knowing.
Oh, they might. Do they get? They
Oh,
got
they got
the
the
golem,
golem.
and they might get that pan. They
Yeah.
got the pan too.
And
Okay,
these,
that was
these guys were loaded out
highly
with
effective.
gems. Yeah, these guys were like the. Oh well, we can't see the gems. I mean, these guys were like kitted out too. He's got all this stuff on this guy. He's got all this stuff on this guy. He's got all this stuff on this guy. I think the Fairy
Well,
Queen
at least that's
escaped.
not. Yeah, the fairy queen got away, and so he lost.
And so did one of the
pans
pans.
and a golem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked. That worked very well. Well done. Well
Yeah.
done. No, definitely after seeing this and seeing the collaboration between Pelagia and Ulm, I would be handing off that throne and let Pelagia take care of defending it.
Yeah, just go use this army to try to take back some of your lands. I mean, you do want to be very careful about handing stuff to Pelagia, because it kind of, I mean, it's nice that Pelagia is out of the game, I think, for everybody's perspective. Because he was shitting up the game with Armageddon casting and all this other stuff. But,
Well, the thing is, if nothing else, he could leave a token force inside there. He wouldn't have to give it away, but he could leave a token force
Yeah.
inside that throne. Just enough to, force Pelagia to actually have to work at it a little bit.
yeah.
Not Pelagia, Pangaea.
Yeah.
And then move that army out and,
Yeah.
and put it to use. Put
Yeah.
it to use.
So I think we've now covered the Pangaea and Ulm front.
I think so.
Some raiding. Basically, I think the net of all this is Pangaea's doing a bit more raiding, and he's taken one fort this turn. But I think this is the only turn that we've seen where he hasn't got another fort cracked. Like, Ulm is not going to lose a fort next turn. There's
Not yet.
There's a
Not
bunch of
yet,
forts
but-
under siege, but none of them are cracked.
No, but that throne is
Yeah.
going to crack very quickly.
Very soon, yeah.
That's the only one that's going to crack very quickly.
And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ulm forts under siege. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the siege without commanders on that one on the shore of the lake is going to do a whole heck of a lot.
yeah.
Because if he doesn't hurry up and get somebody there with undead leadership, that's going to hurt.
Well, one thing Arco might try to do is magic phase this again, and I think without undead leadership here, these guys should run, right?
No, you're thinking undead. They're actually demons. Demons they will run. They won't melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will run. So they'll scatter all over.
But that would be
Which would be a pain
really
in the
good.
butt.
Yeah, if he magic phases stuff. We'll see if that happens.
sure.
And
Well, even
Arco
just
will not miss that opportunity. I will, if I'm correct that that's how it works, that they'll run. It's possible they don't, but if I'm correct that they won't run, there's 100% chance Arco is going to make them run.
Well, and it has to be Arco doing it because if all magic phases, he'll end up inside the fort.
Right.
So it has to be
Right.
Pelagia.
Right. Okay,
Yeah, that
so
would be. I would predict that he will magic phase that with something really cheap. I mean,
yeah,
all he needs is a Ghost Riders would do the job.
yeah, that would totally work too. Just Ghost
Yeah,
Riders.
and it would kill some too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't get a
And
lot of them, but
it
it would
may
kill
be
some.
that the demons routing will route the whole army.
Oh, I think it will.
Yeah. So it could be Ghost Riders just wipes this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but who do you want to cover next? We could go to maybe Ashdod and Pangaea, or we could go to...
I'd like to see the Ashdod frontier because I believe the Vanheim situation will be just retreats.
Right.
So that won't be. We could quickly do the Vanheim situation
Okay,
and
well,
just
let's
look
quickly
at
do that just to orient ourselves. So,
the changeover.
all right, so this was storming this fort, almost trying to retreat out of it. This is what went to 60.
This is the one they agreed.
65 goes to Van,
Okay.
and
And then
167.
167 goes to Ulm.
Okay, so Alm's
Oh,
got
I
to
see,
figure out
okay.
how he's going to siege this. Look at Kirby doing this negotiation. Good for Kirby. He's
Yeah, good on
negotiated
you.
he's going to get this fort back with all of this awesome shit in it. With what army? like
Whatever is left over, I guess.
Here's what I would have
Maybe-
if Kirby was trying to make this deal with me and I was Vanheim. First of all, I love Kirby, but I'd be like, okay, but don't take it until you have at least 200 siege strength, like until you can one turn pop it, and then you can take it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that will be the end of the game. Kirby's not going to have a free 250 siege strength the rest of the
Well,
game.
I bet you if we quickly glance at his income, it's just in the toilet.
Yeah. That's the nice way to say no. It's like, sure, we can give you that back, but you need to be able to one turn pop the fort, and then I'll give it to you.
Oh, look at his
Oh
provinces.
my gosh. Yeah, it's a
His
disaster.
income.
He has more than Pelagia,
Well,
though. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, his income's not as bad as I thought. Well, I guess he doesn't have a tracing problem because everything's forwarded.
Yeah. But Pelagia did get hammered in income, too. I mean, he and Ulm are kind of in the same... They're kind of kicked out of the game a little bit. What's surprising,
Ashdod's
and this is
income.
going to be a spoiler for the next part, is Ashdod is down a good bit. So,
Some of that may be just massive blood hunting.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if I was sitting where he is right now and I had that Pangaea double war with Vanheim, I'd probably have the maximum I could blood hunt everywhere. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I don't
now
know.
that we're over here,
I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
think
might
I
want to
was
start
wrong.
backpedaling on that.
I think I was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what was the Rephite Sage doing? It just happened to be there? Or does it have any gems?
He's doing Soul
or
Slay.
anything?
Okay.
Oh, Soul Slay.
Which is good. It should target these vampires here.
But he didn't get it.
Let's watch
He
that
shook it
again.
off.
I just want to. I want to make sure that it was targeting right. Yeah, it's targeting this guy. They've only got 18 MR. That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah. He had a chance.
He had a shot. He could have been a. Did he do Power of the Spheres too? Because he didn't fire that many times. I wonder if he tired himself out. Yeah, so he's at 63 fatigue after Power of Spheres.
That hurts.
It is a little wishful thinking. It's probably a decent trade, like if you factor in how much this guy cost, how many gems it
But I would-
cost. But
For the cost, I would have at least put a lens and a what's it called the +3, the cheap +3 penetration boosting for this
Yeah.
job. If you were going to try to do this, I think that would have been better off than the Power of the Spheres. Well, he needed the Power of the Spheres, but
well, I mean, I think it's just a little wishful thinking to think that you're gonna like 2 Soul Slays is gonna kill a vampire. I mean, it could. It's probably like, I don't know, 25% chance, but
it's pretty small.
I
'cause
like better odds
you're
than
at,
that.
Yeah, you're at a base 12 on your roll versus did you say a 17 is there?
Yeah, it's 7. I think
that's pretty low chance.
Yeah.
Pretty low chance. I can look that up. That's a -5. -5 is not a great chance.
Yeah, I mean, that must be like 20% or something.
Only 14.
Yeah.
It's only a 14% chance. So
Okay.
well, that wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Now, if he'd have bumped that up with the 3 penetration he could have done, he'd have put on the
Right.
-2, and that's 30%. So that's a better shot.
Yeah.
On the other hand, then you're wasting gems. Well, but he sent quite a few astral gems anyways. So either way, it cost him gems.
Yeah. So, I this just reeks of being desperate though, because it's only one PD. So like the PD is going to immediately die. That's why he didn't get hardly any casts off too. So
Yeah, if he'd had even 6 PD or 10 or something.
it's a very fine line in Dominions between budget and desperate. And usually the only difference is whether you're winning or losing.
But I could see just from colors of the cross swords, not all of Pangaea's raids were successful.
Right. So this is Pangaea. Oh, this is a tart coming in.
Oh.
A tart with it. Looks like a few Fiends of Darkness and a few Devils.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how he did this. This is a kind of interesting little raiding party. I'm guessing... Oh, yeah, it's feeble-minded. So he's just using this guy as a big sack of hit points to lead.
And a huge sack of hit points.
And just letting Devils raid. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a flying undead commander is what it is for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That works well.
And then Horde from Hell.
Oh, okay.
Ashdod attacked Pangaea and run. I guess he was scripted to retreat.
Yeah, no.
There's a hold and retreat. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's a little strange, but okay. And then Pangaea raiding here. We already did that. Fiends. Down here. Okay, so this was... Yeah, I guess this was Ashdod casting this. Ghost...
Didn't work.
Yeah. Didn't kill anything. Hardly any... How did it not even kill Maenads?
I thought it would have done something.
Oh, I guess the Sea Pros were in front.
Oh, no, the commander got sniped. The commander got sniped. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Astral Fires or Purifying Water.
What was it? It looked like it was the Astral Geyser. Oh, it was Claw
yes.
Koktos.
Oh, Claws of Kokitos.
And it just picks out the highest HP one, right? Yep, that was
it. There it is.
Yoink.
Yike.
Well, how about that? Who did that? Because he would have... Is that,
Somebody empowered in blood? Where's the slaves?
I'm guessing it was this Pan.
Oh, no, that... I think it might be that Hierophant. No.
That guy? No.
No, the slaves are up by the Hierophant. It had to be the Hierophant.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
The hell, you were right.
Look at that.
Where was he? Oh, he's up here at the front.
Right in the middle of the slaves. Yeah.
What a thing.
Yeah, so he's double boosted. Oh, that's good. That is good.
He's got the blood range booster on.
Nice. Sweet.
Just yeets him right out of the middle of the pack. That was
that's
clever.
A counter. That'll wipe out an SC. Well, it'll take it out of the game for probably the rest of the game.
Yeah, good luck thugging into this. And then Spectral Mage moves in and wins. So it's always kind of cool seeing Spectral Mage kits. This is going to be a budget and vulnerability Soul Vortex one. Could have also cast Liquid Body and Quicken Self, but apparently he's ready to fight.
That's a good one.
Yep. I'm putting a win on the board for Ashdod.
A Vineman Bog Beast poison attack. Did you see that one? Oh.
Yeah.
That one right there.
It's a little...
Look at that. Yeah, there's a poison attack.
A bunch of garbage.
A single Bog Beast.
Let's see how he has the Bog Beast scripted. Here on a flank.
Oh, the Vinemen are on guard commander. Oh, it's the fire elementals that are... Oh, no, not... Yeah.
Yeah, it was the fire elementals that did that. But I mean, it was one PD, so it could have been anything.
Yeah.
And there was an actual battle here. I don't think it was a big one, but it was a battle. So it's Pangaea with some of his... He's got a Troll King, which is an important investment. And we got a Vampire Lord, and then we've got a few Storm Demons. So this will kill almost all light counter-raiding things. Like, if you're sending in something small to keep Pangaea from raiding, this will kill it. But the question is, what's going to happen against a proper army? Well, this isn't... This is a weak army from Ashdod. You know, this isn't like, holy shit, let's fight. But this is like, it's a lot of stuff. and mages. And flaming arrows, importantly, which is going to get through the ethereal of these storm demons.
If it hits.
Yeah.
So far, it's not hitting.
Yeah, they're not very
goes.
accurate. Okay, there's some incinerate coming out, and the Troll King's running, and it looks like he'll get away. That's the real prize in this, would be killing the Troll King.
Okay.
Oh, did they get him? Oh, dude, they paralyzed him.
Oh, they got him.
What? Did he get hit by paralyze? Let's see. Something got him right at the end.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pillar of Fire. Well, let's take a look at him.
Long range.
Oh, he's 98 fatigue. I think I know what happens. I think he gets hit by I think it's the area of effect of the Pillar of Fire fatigues him out. Watch this.
Yes.
Oh!
Look at that.
What?
Look at that. They just barely got him.
100 fatigue. He wakes up next turn, but there is no next turn for the Troll King.
Too late. Oh, wow. Oh, well played. Well played.
Well, there we go.
Oh, he lost a Garnet there.
Yeah.
Probably was a slave.
So, you know, this is a pretty decisive win for Ashdod. He's killed a bunch of Storm Demons. He killed the Sea King. This is a very good trade. But it wasn't free. There was a 50-unit tax exerted.
Mostly garbage, but...
But this is definitely a highlight for Ashdod in the turn, and an otherwise pretty bleak turn of raiding. A golem comes here. What is this?
He chased it home. Is it?
Oh,
it's got a
this is one of his Ring of Returning imp spam golems. This is designed specifically to deal with vampire lords.
Yeah.
But doesn't do well against their elementals. Can you see anything we missed?
Just up above.
Maybe here? He's pinging this.
Some cheap horrors.
Yeah. Oh, Pangaea's back on top of this Uruk fort.
And Uruk tried to do something to maybe chase him away.
And he's popped it. So the question, Pangaea before has been trying to bait this army out into a trap.
Well, what has he got in there for a trap? I mean, it's some storm demons, but was there anything else? Nothing really.
Well, see, last time he didn't bite. But, you know, I think you would try to, like, Wind of Death or something.
Vamp Lords, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to take this. I mean, it's a high gem province, as Nick Knight has pointed out to us. It truly is a capital away from home.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. The only other one I saw, oh no, those were the Vamp Lords. I guess that's it. I think we've seen them all. All the ones of much significance. A single little Rephite there or Anakite.
Yeah.
Just
now I think Ashdod's maybe. Oh wait, which one? Oh, right here. Yeah.
Right here.
Oh yeah. Let's see what he's wearing.
An Adon. Probably fairly thugged up. No, cheapy.
Very budget.
Just a flesh eater. Yeah, he just buffs himself and
goes and chops some little Bakemono.
That was a cheap budget thug.
Yep. What do you think about this big pile of Seir here?
It's a very valuable province with the throne.
Yeah.
He doesn't really want to give up the throne. I think you could split it and have some small, medium-sized counter-raid armies come out of there and do their job and still leave enough inside to hold that fort. There's no significant Pangaean siege armies near it, too close to it. There's just to the southwest, I see a good pile of Demon Knights, but he's got a ways to go. But Ashdod is in some stress. How does the province graph look?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Did he get knocked? His income took a pounding. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. That's like get ready to go out of the game pounding. That's like
and what about
the red alarm bells are screaming.
Yeah, what about his army size? It's stable.
Yeah. I think
depends
but
on
to
how
me
many
that's
slaves he saved up.
Like It's kind of funny because, like, as you get more desperate in a game, you actually want to protect your army more than your provinces.
Yeah,
But
yeah, to a point.
to a point. But that's like when you're worried about leaving the game. You know, like when you're, if I'm getting 3v1'd, I'm less concerned about controlling land, and I'm more concerned about like keeping my armies alive to kill stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But the flip side of that is as you start losing land, like you're going to be out of the game. And Ashdod doesn't want to be out of the game. Ashdod is one of the main contenders left to win. Ashdod could win the game at this point. He's in a winnable position.
You have to consider as well, though, that he can't win the game if he doesn't hold his thrones.
Right.
So he has to hold that throne.
Oh, certainly.
Otherwise,
he can't. He needs to keep a standing army here to be a threat, help add to some siege defense, you know.
Yeah.
But I think he has to mobilize some of this to go.
I do. I agree with you there. I think he
control some of this stuff. He's getting. Yeah. You can't lose as much land as he's losing right now. It's very, very dire. So we'll see. And the problem is once you take it, like once Pangaea takes it, then it's hard for Ashdod to get it back because then you're raiding into possible PD plus Pan reinforcements, you know, plus, you know, you've got the Dryad seduction going on, which is this whole other layer of the game we're never going to get to see, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's painful.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay.
I don't think there's too.
Well.
Oh my gosh, dude! Pan's deep rating too.
Oh. Oh my.
Here's another. I thought we were done, but there's. So this guy is a rune smasher, and he's doing soul slay spam, and he's got a Sculptada Volturnus.
Oh my gosh, he's pretty hard to kill.
Yeah. That's a pretty annoying guy walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he bumps him again? Oh. Uh-oh. All right, so this is the intended use case.
There we go.
So he magic phased in, the golem, killed what was there, and then these guys moved in the normal phase. Now he's got this guy on cast spells off script, so he's not going to... Soul Slay doesn't work on the golem, though. Oh, and he's just going to die to the imps.
Yeah, the imps got him.
Oh, and then Solar Rays kills this guy. So... you know, the vampire's not dead for good, but the vampire's dead, and the Ramphite Sage is dead. That's a good, clever little kit. I'll have to steal that if I ever need to. Foreshadowing.
Yeah, so he's being attacked from both sides by Pangaea. This is difficult. It's a difficult situation.
Yeah, and I generally don't really like deep raiding, but we were looking at this as deep raiding from like this way, but no, this is like you were just saying. It's from this way too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming in from the other direction, so he's forcing Ashdod to split his armies in two directions.
This isn't deep raiding. This is traceable income for Pangaea. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it looks deep just because it's a long, strung out beachhead.
Yeah, I don't think Pangaea is going after anything he can't trace income from.
Wow.
Except maybe this province. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of fighting down here. Oh, Vampire Lord. He's killing... Oh, he might have soul slayed this one. Let's see if he got him.
Solar Rays. Solar Rays. I'm not seeing Soul Slay.
No.
No, they just killed it.
Great sort of sharpness, quickened Wraithlord make pretty quick work of him.
Yeah, so they sent him packing, but he's still not dead.
Right. This was probably a air elemental, if I had to guess.
Yeah, an illusionist, most likely.
Yoink. And then this one, we really are not seeing the Soul Slays working terribly well here.
Not enough penetration.
I think it's not enough.
Oh, Wailing Winds.
Was that this guy? Oh no,
Who put up the Wailing? No, Ashdod put up the Wailing Winds.
Oh.
Oh,
Nancy
an air-empowered...
Yeah, Vampire Lord. I think the thing is with Soul Slay, I think he's being a little too budget. Like, I think you need some line of defense so the vampires aren't going to immediately overwhelm whatever little PD you have. And then you want either more casters or like some pin gear or something, because
I think he needs the 6 astral gems worth of pen gear.
Yeah.
You don't need a rune smasher, but
Yeah.
it would make a huge difference if he had the stellar focus and the eye of the void. Those two things would make a significant difference.
And the other thing too, we could actually see that this at this other fight is that if you don't have much PD. Oh yeah, was it this one?
No, it was the one over to the other side where he had very little PD.
So this, well, basically, once they go off script, they're solar raising these guys instead of soul slaying the vampire.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. They have enough PD here. They kill him quickly. I think it actually was almost a mistake if you're trying to kill vampire lords to have this guy here.
Yeah, the Wraith Lord actually kind of messed him up.
Because this actually is the right situation for killing the vampire lord, because these guys will often sit in melee for a while trying to poke the vampire lord to death, like for 3 or 4 turns. And because they're all there, they're going to kill any horde of skeletons that get summoned, and that gives your astral mage all the time he needs to pepper them with soul slay.
That guy didn't even get his power of the spheres off.
Yeah, he might not have been scripted, so
maybe not,
or maybe it was enough stuff here that it didn't trigger gym use.
That's the other problem.
Yeah. So, I think we've seen everything now.
I think so. That's basically it.
I think we've covered all of the major flavors.
Yeah, we've seen pretty much everything of real interest. Oh, but the Vengeful Water is still up and about.
Oh, yeah. It's killing all our guys.
We really haven't commented on that. But that has to be doing some serious attrition to the lighter mages.
Well,
that could be killing off. That could actually be stopping any Dryad seduction.
It could. Anything. Yeah. It's a pretty good defensive measure for his forts, because like this is Ashdod Dominion.
But,
okay, this is Ashdod Dominion right here.
Yeah.
But this is not. This is Pangaean Dominion. I mean, this is neutral. Okay, this is Ashdod Dominion. This is Pangaean Dominion. So I think they've got like in their core land, they both have like here and here, like pure Ashdod and Pangaea Dominion, right? But in this middle ground, it's like back and forth. So
yeah, mixed bag.
But it's definitely going to be nice because it'll at least tell you where he's moving Dryads too, even if you don't kill him with it.
Yeah, there's that. That's a good point.
But let's look at the Pangaea Dom graph too, because I bet you that's starting to go nuts. Because I don't know if he's done it, but you can turn on blood sacrificing with Pangaea, and this, I think Pangaea is also big enough they can actually just Dom push the crap out of people now too.
He's starting to do it, and that'll help his Dryads and help with dealing with the Vengeful Water.
I don't think he's blood sacrificing right now, though. I think this is just his Dominion going into Ulm.
Well, because he took out so much territory, yeah. And he's knocking out temples right, left, and center.
Yeah. So, what are your closing thoughts on this, Marilyn? Because I think we're at the end of this episode.
I'll be surprised if Pan doesn't have this game won in a couple of turns, maybe 4 or 5. Yeah. I just don't know how these guys can possibly stop his throne rush. Vanheim took such a pounding.
Yeah.
And Ashdod is playing well. I think it's just overwhelming.
Yeah. I think the only X factor left is Vanheim, right? Because Pangaea is already at war with everybody else except Vanheim.
Yeah.
They'll be able. Other people will be able to put a little bit more energy into fighting Pangaea now that Vanheim is not bothering them. But
the burning question is, he needs 2 thrones. I mean, Pangaea could literally ignore all this raiding, counter raiding, all this other shenanigans, and just rush a couple more thrones, and it'd be game.
Yeah, but I think that's risky, right? Because you can lose momentum, and I don't think he needs to. Because raiding is something he's very good at. Bullying his way through like a province where Arco can hit him with like 6 flames from the sky, it's not something I would look to do. Yeah,
being spread out is probably better.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's about it.
This is, I think the question though is like, what is Vanheim going to do about this?
Well, then when does he trigger this magic seven throne thing?
Well, he has nothing over here, right? Because this all got killed by Ashdod.
Yeah, he took a beating.
In the south,
glance quickly this army graph. I think it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It's pretty brutal.
I mean, he's where he was. If we look before, because like this is where he was here, or so this is where he was here, and this is where he was here. I mean, he's basically at the same army strength he was 40 turns ago.
Yeah.
50 turns ago.
I don't know how much
Pangaea is at the army strength he's 6 times the army strength he was 40 turns ago.
Yeah. It is going to be very difficult.
I think it's game over.
To stop Pangaea. I think so.
Because the only X factor here was Vanheim.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was late to the decision.
And not only is he late, but he doesn't have armies left, really. I mean, in 6 turns, I'm sure he will have some armies, but...
Yeah, but...
In 6 turns, Ashdod and Ulm are going to be dead.
Oh, wow. Well, I look forward to the next few turns.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's my prediction.
I think you're right.
I think we've got a steamroll situation happened here, and this is just beyond the pale of trying to stop it.
Yeah. And to be fair, like we were like, okay, they could have made a move 4 turns ago. I mean, we have full vision and stuff too, and it's hard to negotiate an end to wars, as I certainly know. You could be like, I want to peace out. It takes 2 to make an agreement, and you have to agree on all the terms. So people coming to peace and turning on somebody the exact turn they need to, never happens perfectly in a game.
Well, and there's going to be a certain amount of, well, you did this to me, so I'm not going to cooperate very easily with you. There's going to be a certain amount of that, just that, we've talked about that, you and I personally, just sometimes you get this, I'm going to take this guy out no matter what, and you won't redirect yourself to what is the real intent of the game. It's a common enough thing. I'm not saying any of these players are doing it because I don't know their thinking. But it's easy enough where it might be why some of the negotiations come across in the messages that people were more stubborn than maybe would have been best if they just wanted to stop Pangaea from winning.
Yeah. And I mean, for a while it was Pelagia was going to win, right? And so it was like, I think that's just how these games go, is it shifts back and forth, and we're at 1 turn now. We're at turn 110. I can't talk. We're at turn 111 now.
Yeah, I know.
And it's starting to finally swing out of balance.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. All right. So thank you guys for watching.
All right, guys. See you next time.
See y'all.